that's me talking my way out of being arrested. Because again, I think we can do certain things, talk about certain things, but we are have a particular type of training, I think, and talking to the cop, just saying, "Hey man, I'm making art." I think I had to elaborate a little bit more than that, and so I took it back into the white walled space after that. And did a piece titled Suck and Blow, where I installed a blow dryer in my mouth and a vacuum cleaner in my butt. And this piece, I'm still trying to figure out like how certain things read from public to private, white wall versus the sidewalk. And I think instead of highlighting how the work is, maybe newer pushing boundaries, I think what I'm more interested in is how the work translates between audiences, and because I think that has a lot to do with who has access to the resources to look at this and analyze it, consider it, and ponder and talk about it in an art context, and who is going to come across this and just say, "You're disgusting" or "crazy." Back into the public in the summer, Wisconsin Civil War era reenactment, where I dragged my body across the field for about 45 minutes until I basically, I exhausted myself. So this intervention, I think, was really, really big for me because I came into it with my own sort of expectations and like preconceived notions about how I would be treated or how people would respond. But I was actually really surprised at how many people were actually concerned for my well-being, and like came up to me and were like, "Hey, are you okay? Do you need water? Do you know what day it is? Are you having a stroke?" And my response, "No, I'm just doing a performance piece. I'm making art." Wait, I'm sorry, excuse me? I'm making art. And then they would just kind of like step back, look at each other confused, and then walk away. And so I think, again, I think my role or responsibility or what I'm interested in kind of shifting are those boundaries as to like what is considered art, because I know, when I was younger, getting my braces tightened at the orthodontist office, there's like beautiful, painting behind the receptionist desk, and I think, I would like to, I don't know, maybe in a few years there's a video of me like choking on a blow dryer like at your children's orthodontist office, but like that's kind of what I'm interested in, is opening the doors a little bit more, but what I'm doing isn't like completely new. There have been voices trying to start that conversation, trying to take the conversation further well before I started, and I think I'm just doing my part, basically, attempting to add my spin on things. So this piece is my most recent work, titled Inglorious, where I built a replica of my bedroom closet in the gallery, and brought in all my clothes, hung them up, and there's about a 2-foot space behind the back wall of the closet and the existing wall of the gallery, where I was basically built into the architecture of the space for about 24 hours. And the only interaction that could have been had was through that small glory hole, which ended up just being a lot of people kneeling down and talking to me through the hole, which I just thought was kind of hilarious, because usually there's a whole other event happening around that hole. But yeah, and I think one of the most interesting parts about this work for me was, again, even shifting or opening the boundaries to what art can be within the artist crowd already, because I told people, yeah, I'm going to be doing a performance. You should come to my show. I'm doing a performance. It's going to be performative, performance. And so I think people expected that I would like be performing, but what ended up happening was I was locked in a wall for just about 24 hours, and I think there wasn't any sort of performance, but even that just really excites me, and I think most of the time I'm trying to answer questions for myself, and then I think that opens it up to other people, because once I box myself in and think that I have a firm grasp on exactly what I'm doing and exactly what I'm talking about, whether it's my racial background or queer sexuality or all of these topics that I can just punch on. I'm like, yeah, my work's about that, and I'm going to be performing around this. But what happened after this piece ended, I've always been afraid to sleep with my closet door open from as long as I can remember. Don't really understand what that's all about, but I would wake up in the middle of the night, realize that it was open, and would have to go close it just because I couldn't sleep. It makes me really uncomfortable. The first night after getting out of the wall of the closet, I was in my bed and looked at my closet door. It was wide open, and for the first time in my life, it didn't bother me at all. And every night since then, this was about a month ago, my closet door has remained open. And so I think in a lot of ways, what I'm attempting to do here is challenge myself, other people, and really learn and grow from these things that might seem totally insane at first, or completely disgusting, vile, or just flat out weird. But I do think when pushing yourself to a certain limit, or putting your body, putting your mind in certain situations that you don't normally experience in your everyday routine, there's something to be gained from that. There's something to learn from that. Maybe it's about conquering fear, or it could be about just taking charge of your life and standing up and saying, like, I am a person with agency in this world, and I'm going to do what I want to do because no one else is going to do it for me. So I think after all of that, I don't know if I don't really know if I want fried chicken in my butt, but I think it's a funny thought. Like, maybe I'll come back to that, or maybe I'll just keep making work to push and challenge myself, and maybe open up the dialogue a little bit about what we can what can we talk about, what can we say about art today, art